Hey, welcome to day 4 of math. So today in math, we're going to be looking at two numbers, okay? And we are going to be comparing those two numbers, okay? And I want you guys to think about which one of these numbers is greater and which one of these numbers is the lesser number. So which one is the least? Okay, so looking at my two numbers, if I were to go through and I were to count these again, I've got 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So my first number is 34. My next number, 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. So I've got two numbers. I've got the number 34 and I've got the number 37. So looking at those two numbers, which one of those numbers is the greatest? Okay. So if I'm looking at these two numbers, they both have 3 tens in there. Okay. It's when we get down to the ones that they start to get a little bit different. So now looking at my ones, because I know I've got my tens that are exactly the same. So looking at my ones, which one has more ones in it? And I can clearly see that over here, the number 37 has more ones than the number 34, because this one only has 4 ones, whereas this one over here has 7 ones. Okay, and then if I wanted to kind of take a look at, remember coming back, if we wanted to figure out how much more 37 is than 34, again, our ones are the same, our tens are the same, so we're going to ignore the tens, and we're going to come down here, and we're going to look down at our ones again. Okay, so this one has 4 ones over here. If I come over here and I cover up those same 4 ones, okay, I can see that the number 37 has 3 more ones than 34 did. So 37 is 3 more than 34. Okay, so now this time, instead of using my tens and my ones, I'm going to look at two different numbers. Okay, so this time I've got the number 43 and the number 46. This time I want you to ask yourself, which one of these numbers is less? Okay, so just like I did when I was looking at my tens and my ones using these, okay, I'm going to look at my tens first. My tens are identical. Both of my numbers have 4 tens in them. So I'm going to kind of ignore my tens right now. So I'm going to look over at my ones. My number 43 has 3 ones. My number 46 has 6 ones. So if I'm trying to figure out which one of these numbers is greater, okay, and I'm looking at my ones, which one is greater? Is it 3 ones or 6 ones? Okay, and if I were to draw them out, I could tell over here that drawing 6 ones is going to be a little bit more than drawing 3 ones. Then that makes 46 greater than 43. Okay, or if I'm looking at 43, 43 is going to be less than 46. Okay, and then another thing that I want to practice with you guys is I gave you 3 numbers just now. I gave you the number 27, 35, and 33. We are going to put these numbers in order from the least number all the way over to the greatest number. Okay, so looking at those 3 numbers, first off, same thing like we did in the last one, I want you guys to look at my tens. Okay, are all my tens the same? This time I've got a 10 that's different. This one over here has 2 tens in it, whereas these guys over here have 3 tens in it. So because of that, 2 tens is going to be a little bit less than having 3 tens. So 27 is going to be my least number. So I'm going to write that number first. And then I'm going to cross 27 off. I'm done with it. I don't need it anymore. Okay, now I've got 2 numbers left. I'm looking at the number 35 and I'm looking at the number 33. Okay, these 2 numbers, I want to know of those 2 numbers, which one is the least. Okay, so looking at those 2 numbers, I'm going to look at my tens. My tens this time are the same. They both have 3 tens in them. So that means I'm going to come over here and I'm going to move to my ones. Okay, this one has 5 ones in it. This one has 3 ones in it. Which one of those numbers is smaller? Is it 5 or is it 3? Okay, so if I were to use my little ones to make this one, I would grab fewer ones to make the number 33 than I would to make the number 35. So 33 is a little bit smaller than 35. So I'm going to write that one next, cross it off up top because I'm done. So then that leaves, oops, sorry, I wrote the wrong number. So then that leaves 35 as my last number. So 35 is going to be my greatest number. So if I'm writing these in order from least to greatest, I've got my 27, 33, and then 35 being my greatest number. Now I want you guys to grab yourself a piece of scrap paper again. We're going to do a few practice problems before I let you go. Okay, and also something to write with. Okay, so your first problem is I have two numbers written on my board. On your paper, I want you to write the number that is the lesser number. So which one of these numbers is the least? I've got the number 21 and the number 30. Remember looking at your tens and your ones to try to figure out which one of these numbers is the less. Okay, so write the least number on your paper. Okay, and this time looking at these two numbers, I want you to write the greatest number on your paper. Okay, so I've got the number 38 and the number 24. Looking at your tens and your ones in each one of those numbers, which one is greater? Okay, so this time write the greater number on your paper. Okay, this time I gave you three numbers. So on your paper, I want you to put these numbers in order from your greatest number to your least number. Okay, so put them in order from your greatest number first to your least number at the end. So greatest to least. This time I'm going to read you a couple of sentences, okay, and I want you to write the answer on your paper. So I want you to think in your head, what is 4 more than 33? So if you put 33 in your head up and you count up 4 more, what number do you land on? What is 4 more than 33? Okay, next one, what is 2 more than 38? So same thing, put 38 in your head, count up 2 more, and what number do you land on? 2 more than 38 is what? Put that on your paper. Okay, next one. What is 5 less than 28? So if I have 28 and I want to know what 5 less is, this time I'm going to be counting backwards. Okay, so starting at 28 and count back 5 numbers, what do you land on? And then my last one, what is 3 less than 40? Okay, so same thing. You were at 40. You are going to count back 3 numbers, and what number are you going to land on? So I'm at 40. What is 3 less? Okay, and then your last one, I have a couple of number patterns that I need you guys to try to figure out and solve, okay? So your first one, again, we're going to ask yourself those couple of questions, okay? So as I'm counting this, I want you to think about, are my numbers going up or are my numbers going down? Okay, so I'm at 25, 26, 27, 28. Were my numbers going up or are my numbers going down? Okay, and then after you answer that question, when I'm counting, am I counting in order or am I skipping a number? So when I go from 25 to 26, am I counting in order or did I skip something right here? Okay, so if I go 25, 26, 27, 28, what are going to be my next two numbers before I hit 31? Okay, so write those two numbers on your paper, or you can copy that whole number pattern and filling in the blank of those two numbers. Okay, next number pattern, I have 21, 23, 25. So first question I want you guys to ask yourself, are my numbers going up or are my numbers going down? Okay, and if my numbers are going up or down, figuring out also now I'm going from 21 to 23. Am I going in order here or am I skipping a number? Am I missing a number right here in between 21 and 23? If so, what is that number that I'm missing and how many am I missing? Okay, am I just missing one? So I'm at 21. Did I skip something to go to 23? Skip something to go to 25? So I'm going to skip something. What number is going to come here? Okay, and then I'm at this number 29. I'm going to skip something. What's going to come here? I'm going to skip something and what's going to come here. Okay, so copying that number pattern, figuring out what numbers are going to go in the blanks. Okay, and then your last one's a little bit harder. Okay, when we're doing number patterns, you always need to look for a cluster. Okay, so these number patterns up top, this has a bunch of numbers right here. Okay, this next one, it started off with a bunch of numbers right here. But down here, you only have one number, the number 25. So it's really hard to try and figure out what number is going to come next when you only have one number at the start. So I'm not going to start right here. I'm going to jump over here to where these three numbers are all grouped together, okay? And I'm at 15, 10, 5. Or if I go backwards, 5, 10, 15. Okay, so think about what that number pattern might be and what's going to come here. Or if I'm going backwards, I'm at 15, 10, 5. My numbers are getting a little smaller and I'm skipping a lot of numbers. Okay, so 15, 10, 5, what's going to come there? Okay, or 5, 10, 15, what's going to come here before you reach 25. Okay, so think about those numbers. I'm going to have a couple worksheets again for you guys to practice today. And then if you have some time, work on Prodigy or happy numbers. Also, tomorrow is going to be your day 5. I'm not going to do a video for tomorrow for math. There will be a couple worksheets for you guys to practice online, but since it's Friday or it's your day 5 and we worked hard this week, I'm going to give you guys a little break. So there'll be a couple practice sheets on this that we're working on right here. So kind of comparing numbers and thinking about those number patterns and what number is greater and what number is less and putting those numbers in order. But once you finish those, then spend some more time on Prodigy or happy numbers, your choice. Okay, you guys have a good night.